standard motorcycle. This is the most balanced type you'll find. Upright seating, moderate power, and a riding position that works for both city streets and open roads. It doesn't specialize in anything, which is exactly what makes it so useful. Bikes like the Honda CB series have defined this category for decades, giving riders a reliable, accessible machine without demanding much in return. Sport motorcycle. Built around speed and handling, the sport bike puts performance above comfort. The rider leans forward, weight shifted toward the front wheel, which improves control at high speeds, but puts strain on the wrists and back over long distances. These machines come from racing culture. Manufacturers like Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Ducati have spent decades refining designs born on the track and adapting them for public roads. Cruiser. The cruiser takes a completely different philosophy. Feet forward, back relaxed, eyes on the horizon. This style traces its roots to American motorcycle culture, particularly Harley-Davidson, which shaped the look and feel of cruisers through the mid-20th century. The engine tends to be large and torquey rather than high revving, and the focus is on long, unhurried riding rather than corner carving. Have you ever wondered why so many riders seem completely at peace on a cruiser? The riding position has a lot to do with it. Touring motorcycle. When someone needs to travel hundreds of miles without stopping, this is the machine they choose. Touring bikes carry large fairings that block wind, integrated luggage systems, and comfortable seats designed for full days on the road. Some models include heated grips, navigation systems, and even audio setups. The BMW GS series and Honda Goldwing are well-known examples of just how close to a car experience a motorcycle can get. If you could ride anywhere in the world on one of these, where would you go? The adventure motorcycle. The adventure bike takes the touring concept and adds the ability to go off the pavement. Taller suspension, wider handlebars, and spoke wheels capable of handling loose surfaces make these machines genuinely versatile. They became popular as riders began seeking destinations that paved roads simply don't reach. In appearance, they often resemble a larger, more armored version of a dirt bike. And that raises an interesting question. How far off-road can a motorcycle really go before it stops being practical? Dual sport motorcycle. Smaller and lighter than an adventure bike, the dual sport is designed to transition between on-road and off-road use with minimal compromise. It holds a license plate and passes road requirements, but it's light enough to pick up when it falls on a trail. Riders who commute through a city and then want to explore unpaved paths on weekends tend to gravitate toward this category. Dirt bike. This one is built exclusively for off-road use and carries no lights, mirrors, or road-legal equipment. The suspension travel is long to absorb jumps and rough terrain, the frame is lightweight, and the tires are knobbed for grip on dirt, mud, and gravel. Motocross racing and trail riding have shaped the design over many years, producing machines that can take serious punishment in harsh conditions. Most people assume motorcycles belong on roads, but the dirt bike was never interested in roads to begin with. Enduro motorcycle. Closely related to the dirt bike, but built for long-distance off-road events rather than short-course racing. Enduro bikes carry slightly more equipment and are tuned for sustained riding through varied terrain over many hours. Events like the Dakar Rally have made this category famous, pushing both machines and riders to their absolute limits across deserts and mountains. When you see footage of those races, it becomes hard to believe these are still technically motorcycles. Supermoto motorcycle. Take a dirt bike, fit it with slick street tires and minimal road equipment, and the result is a supermoto. This category came from motorsport, where riders raced on tracks that mixed asphalt sections with dirt sections, requiring a machine that could handle both surfaces at speed. On public roads, supermoto bikes feel nimble, aggressive, and unusually responsive in tight urban environments. It's one of those rare categories where the race version and the street version feel almost identical. Scrambler motorcycle. The Scrambler is a style with historical roots in the 1960s, when riders modified standard road bikes for light off-road use. Modern Scramblers from brands like Triumph and Ducati borrow that aesthetic, higher exhaust pipes, knobbed tires, minimal bodywork, while delivering the reliability and refinement of a current production motorcycle. It sits between style and function in a way that has made it genuinely popular in recent years. Which brings up a fair question. Can a motorcycle look good and still be genuinely capable? The Scrambler tends to answer that with a quiet yes. Cafe Racer Motorcycle. Originating in 1950s Britain, the Cafe Racer started as a custom build. Riders stripped their bikes down to the essentials and tuned them for short, fast runs between roadside cafes. The look is distinctive. Low handlebars, a tucked riding position, a simple round headlight, and very little extra weight. Today, it exists as both a custom culture and a factory-produced style from several manufacturers. Few motorcycle styles carry as much personality per kilogram as this one. Bobber Motorcycle. The bobber emerged from post-World War II America, when returning veterans began cutting down their motorcycles and removing anything they considered unnecessary. Fenders were shortened or removed entirely, giving the style its name. The result was a lean, minimal machine with a raw, stripped-back character. Modern bobbers keep that spirit while meeting current safety and emission standards. There's something quietly rebellious about a motorcycle that defines itself by what it removes rather than what it adds. Naked motorcycle. Also called a street fighter in some markets, the naked bike is essentially a sport motorcycle with the bodywork removed. The engine is fully exposed, the riding position is more upright than a sport bike, and the overall feel is direct and unfiltered. Without heavy fairings, these bikes are lighter and easier to maintain, and they carry an aggressive visual presence that has built a strong following worldwide. If you've ever wanted a sport bike but couldn't justify the discomfort of the riding position, this category might be exactly what you were looking for. Electric motorcycle. The electric motorcycle operates without a combustion engine, drawing power from a battery pack and delivering it through an electric motor. Acceleration is immediate, since there is no gearbox or rev range to manage. Brands like Zero and Energica have developed capable machines, and major manufacturers have entered the category as battery technology continues to improve. Range limitations remain a practical consideration, but the gap between electric and traditional motorcycles continues to close. It's worth asking, 10 years from now, how many of the categories we just covered will have an electric version sitting alongside the original? Sidecar motorcycle. A sidecar attaches a single-wheeled passenger compartment to the side of a motorcycle, turning a two-wheeled vehicle into something closer to a three-wheeled one. The handling changes entirely. A sidecar rig does not lean through corners the way a standard motorcycle does. Sidecars were widely used through the early 20th century as practical transport for families, and they remain in use today in certain regions and among enthusiasts who appreciate their unusual character. Out of everything covered here, this might be the one that surprises people the most. The idea that a motorcycle can carry a passenger beside the rider, not behind them, and still feel like it belongs in the same family as everything else on this list. If you made it this far, you probably have a type in mind. Whether it's the raw simplicity of a bobber, the go-anywhere confidence of an adventure bike, or the quiet hum of an electric motor, there's a motorcycle built for the way you think about riding. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one, and feel free to leave a comment with which type you'd choose.